All right, hey everybody, we're back again. It's Rocket League in JS part 3. So let's take a look at where we were. Remember, we're using our P5 JavaScript library. So if you're jumping into this video, you just kind of randomly found it, go back to video 1 because we're going to be kind of like picking up from where we left off in video 1 and 2. So let's take a look. I already have my live preview up. And we had this going on, right? Pretty cool. We had a car zipping around on a green field, right? It was nice, and we figured out how to turn it and accelerate it, and we had friction now. So let's take care of a couple things in this video, such as this, right? No car that I know about can just spin on the spot, or else parking would be a lot easier. So let's take care of that. I would also like to maybe, can we also add boost? How about that? Okay, let's see if we can do the rotation and some boost system. Okay, that might take, it might be a little bit harder than we think, right? So basically what the boost should be able to do is that, like, if you're maxed out or whatever, you're going to get the chance to hit like spacebar or whatever, and then you get an extra little boost. Okay, so let's do the turn thing first. Okay, so let's go back to our project. Nothing to change in the app, but we want to change some stuff in car. All right, so how about this? Let's, so if you notice, like, if you're not turning, think about this relationship. If you're not going anywhere, then you shouldn't be able to turn. If you're barely moving, then the shape should be able to barely rotate, right? Do you see that like relationship between the current velocity of the car and its ability to turn? So let's go down to our turn functions. And by the way, this is a nice thing about brackets and a lot of IDEs. Let's just do this, right? So now this is, we can access what we want when we want. We can kind of collapse these functions when we want to see, and we just click them open. So let's take a look at our turn functions, turn right and turn left. Okay, what we're going to do is we like this to be the maximum speed. This 0.1 is the speed at which we want to be able to, let's go back to this. We want the car to be able to turn at its maximum speed, right? This is kind of a nice turning radius, right? A little tight, but we could probably fix that if we really wanted to with the turning radius variable. But let's do that later. I'm getting carried away a little bit. So the maximum turn, the angular velocity or rotational velocity of that shape on the screen is this, right? So this is as fast as we want it to be able to turn, and we only want it to be able to do this when it's going at its maximum speed. So what would that be? So it's like it's this dot velocity divided by this dot max speed, I believe. Let's max speed. Okay, there we go. So let's think about this, right? So when the velocity reaches the max speed, then this fraction is equal to 1, which is, you know, when you multiply this by 1, then we're getting this, right? Remember, this is what we wanted to happen at the maximum velocity. So as velocity starts to go down towards 0, you can see that we're really going to eventually be multiplying by 0, right? So when there is no velocity, we can't rotate. Does that make sense? So I'm going to take this little multiplier constant here, and I'm going to put it over here as well. So, oops. You saw a little bit of sneak preview. I was trying to work out some of the boost mechanics before I got on the video. So there we go. Just a little discrepancy here, but no big deal. Let's see if that changes anything if we refresh. I'm trying to turn now and I can't. But if I go forward, there we go. Now I'm able to. So this looks more like what a car would do, right? I can turn, but as I kind of slow down, my ability to turn stops. So this feels better already. Okay, this actually starts to feel a lot like kind of Rocket League does, actually. Right? I don't know how many times you guys have played Rocket League, and this is what happens to me, right? I'll get right next to the ball, say the ball's like right here, and I'll be like trying to like get around it, and I'm like, then I circle around the ball and whiff it like 100 times. That's going to happen in this game too. So we get all those glorious parts of Rocket League. All right, back to work. Okay, so we fixed that. Great. So that was easy. Let's do some boost stuff, okay? All right, so what does that mean for us? What does boost change? Okay. Okay, boost is going to change our ability to, our maximum speed is going to increase. Okay, so maybe our max speed is less of a constant and more of a variable. How about this? Okay, so we're going to gut the code just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to be a horrible person a little bit, and I'm going to treat max speed like a variable. I don't want to dig through here. Can I? How fast can I do that? No, okay. How about this? You guys, if you want to be super good and follow good coding conventions, I'm going to change max speed to something that's more like a variable, so it shouldn't be all caps anymore. But I'm just going to leave it because I'm too lazy to go back and change all this. I don't think that does this have the ability to, no. So some IDEs actually have the ability to find this, right? And actually, can you change them all? No, I don't think so. So there's some IDEs where you can change all of those references at the same time to something lowercase. What we're going to do is that's going to change to a higher level. So let's first of all, let's think about this. Let's go to the app. And it's going to be a new key, isn't it? So, okay, so we're going to need to do this. If, what should we have be boost? If key is down, what key should be the boost? Maybe spacebar, I suppose. Spacebar, let's go to our JavaScript key code. Do we have JavaScript key code? Yeah, there it is. It's spacebar. It's 32. So let's go. Key is down 32. Then we'd like to run some function called this car dot boost. Have we written that? Of course not, but we're about to. And then let's say else car dot no boost. So this doesn't mean it's out of boost, it just means it's not boosting. Okay, so you can choose your function names a little differently if you'd like. So car.boost is going to, so car.noboost is going to be like the coast version of boosting where you're not boosting. Okay, so let's go ahead and flesh these out. Let's try this, okay? Let's add a function right here. How about this? So it seems like go forward, go backwards, coast, this dot boost. It seems like a reasonable place for it right here, right? It's going to be the result of a function. Okay, let's try this then. Okay, so this dot boost, what's it gonna do? Let's think. So I guess for now, how about this? You can only boost if you're going forward. Okay, so like if you let go of all the keys and you hit the space bar, I know in Rocket League, you hit the boost without hitting go, you can boost forward, right? So how about in this game? Let's deal with that later. Let's take care of just, let's pretend like you can only boost if you are holding the go forward key as well. So what are we going to do? Basically what we're going to do is, let's have it unlimited boost right now. Let's just have it be an unlimited boost. So we're going to change this dot max speed. We're going to set it equal to, how about like maybe 10. Okay, so a little bit faster than, almost twice as fast. So this dot max speed is 10. All right, so what does that do for us? Does this work? I guess, and then let's do the no boost as well, okay? This dot no boost, we're going to see there's a little bit of some problems that we're going to have to, I'm trying to see ahead some of the difficulties, and I think I see a few. I bet you guys may be able to. So if it's no boost, we're going to have to, I guess, set that max speed back down to where it was before. So you guys see how I'm using max speed now like a variable instead of a constant? Really shouldn't be capitalized anymore. Either that or I should have simply reinvented a new variable that is variable-esque. What does this do? Okay. I don't have a car, so that means I have an error. So I bet you guys saw it when I was typing it, but I didn't. So let's figure it out. I'm going to go to the console. What did I do wrong? Car.noBoost is not a function. Okay, car.noBoost, capital B. How's that? Do you like that? How you like me now? Anybody? There we go. Okay, so let's see. Here we go. So this is my max speed without the boost. Here we go. Now the boost, so the boost is really working. Okay. So did you see what happened there when I let go of the boost though? The speed like jets back. Do you see it? It's like, so like when I let go of the boost, it like kind of jolts back to the max speed of 6. Okay, so other than that though, pretty good, right? So like, and then, okay, so let's fix that. Let's go. By the way, I'm going to put my card back on the screen if I can. Okay, there it is. So when I come back, it's still there. I don't think it's gone because of an error. So let's fix this then. Okay, so what is it that's like jolting it back? Do you remember what this? It's the go forward and the coast. Both of these things have this thing where if the velocity, oh yeah, by the way, it's the only time that we could ever accidentally have too much is if we're going forward at the same time. Okay, so let's try this. We're going to have to fix a couple of things. Do you see this right here? If the velocity is greater than the max speed, then we're going to set velocity right back to being the max speed. Okay, so maybe, do you see how that happens? Do you remember when we changed that max speed to 10? Eventually the velocity is approaching this limit of 10, right? And then when I let go of boost, this dot max speed suddenly is 6, and that means that when it goes into here, it's going to jet this velocity right back to 6, like as soon as it can. So instead of maybe like going right back to the max speed, what if we just let it kind of like slow down gently? Let's say this dot velocity minus equals, maybe we could do like the friction, this dot friction. And maybe it slows down a little bit faster than that. So maybe how about the friction for going back to the max speed is a little bit harsher, like twice that amount. Okay, so let's give that a try. And I think, so I'm going to be holding down the go forward button the whole time. So here we go, holding down go forward. I'm going to hit boost, now I'm going really fast, and I'm about to let go of boost. Nope, it didn't work. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Let's log. So this is going to happen, so if I let go. Let's see, so what I want to make sure is going on is, here's some debugging, okay? So this is the imperfection of my coding coming into play. So let's go ahead and do here. Let's go to the car class, and I'm going to log no boost. Make sure that I'm getting this, right? Console.log no boost. So this will let me know if this is even getting to this point in the code. And then I'm going to log some other stuff. So this will show you guys if you ever get stuck in your code, which we all do. Again, I have some other error, don't I? Console. Golly. All right. So you can see that the console is super helpful, right? It's like going to help us. So it is getting no boost. All right, that other thing is from the angle from the last video. So no boost, boost. So I'm holding the boost, and now no boost again. But the velocity is still as if it's boosting. I wonder why. Let's go look. If this, okay, this dot velocity plus equals acceleration twice the friction. Oh, you know why? Because look at this. I guess if I'm going forward, the velocity is getting added to, but it's only, I think maybe this is overriding. It's possible that this isn't strong enough of a friction. Maybe the adding of the acceleration and the subtracting of the friction was not enough. It would cancel each other out. Yeah, exactly, right? Look at that. So the friction, twice the amount of friction is the acceleration. That's why it wasn't getting any traction, right? It wasn't slowing down. It was that friction, that double the friction turned out to be the same as the acceleration. So they canceled each other out in this part of the algorithm. So let's see if that helps at all. I don't think I need the console anymore. So here we go. No, not boosting yet. Now boosting. Now I'm going to let go. There we go. It went back down to speed. There we go. So those are the kind of things that like might drive you mad. All right, so here we go. I'm about to let go. There we go. Okay. So those are the kind of things that might drive you crazy. And sure, maybe I kind of accidentally made those mistakes on purpose, but not the console one, but some of these other ones. Like, you got to watch out. You got to like make sure that certain methods, I guess, or functions are being executed. And if so, all right, well, then what's really happening? You got to kind of debug your code and figure out mathematically. I add acceleration, and then I subtract the friction, and then I found out that, oh, turns out that those two effects cancel each other out. I guess I need to make this twice the amount. Or guess what? You could just choose your own value in here that you want. You don't have to like relate it to the friction at all, right? I could have just chosen, I don't know, 0.25 or whatever if I wanted to, and it would have worked just the same. Okay, so but since it kind of feels like a friction thing to me, I'm going to use the friction. Okay, so how about this? Let's add a little bit of visual aid for when we are boosting, and so it looks like we're boosting, like there's a little nugget of like boost rocket, right? All right, so right now it's hard to tell, like if I told you I was boosting or not, it would be hard to tell. I guess now you're about to tell, now I'm boosting, right? But let's have just a little bit of a visual cue that shows us that we're boosting. Let's do this. Ready? So what we're going to need, it's going to be part of the show function, isn't it? So we're going to need to show that the car is boosting. So let's see. Let's have a variable called this.isBoosting, and let's set it equal to false because at the beginning of the game the car is not boosting. When we do boost, let's set this.isBoosting to true. So we can make some decisions now about how the car looks when we're boosting by using this control variable isBoosting. And it's really nice to name your true or false variables like something that can be true or false, like is a very good starter for those. Okay, so how about before we draw the car, we draw like a little rocket boost and then draw the car over that rocket boost. Okay, so let's do this. Right before we draw that one, let's do a fill. By the way, let's fill. This is the fill of the car right here. I'm going to put that before the car, color of the car. Let's choose a color for the boost, and I'm going to choose white. Okay, so that's like 255. This is a grayscale. Instead of an RGB, grayscale. 0 to 255 is like from black all the way to white. So this is white, boost. Okay. And we're going to just make a little rectangle, and it's going to be okay, so the car is at 0, 0, and I want the boost to be like at the bottom of the car. So I want it to be at, let's see, 0, and since the rectangle mode is in the center, if you can visualize, look at this. Okay, so let's look at the car. So the car is like this. I want it to come out the back. So this might take some playing around, right? So what is the width and the height? I can't remember how we did this one. I'm sorry. Okay, so the width was 40 and the height was 20, and so the width is 40, the height is 20, and I want the boost to come out the back there, right? So I want to draw this, I guess, at like -20 for the center of it. Is that right? So like -20 if the width was 40. So I want to draw it like off to the side by -20. So here we go. So like, I guess -20, 0. And then I want to do like a really small rectangle. I don't know. How about like I don't know. What would 10 by 20 look like? Well, this is probably going to be all crazy, but like I don't know. Whatever. Okay, so that's too tall. So I have. Well, that's actually maybe that's okay. I don't know. Does it? So if you see that little white thing, it means you're boosting. I mean, right now it's there all the time, but we'll change it so that it's only there if you're boosting. But maybe I don't know. Is that too wide? Like, why is that? Oh, it's because I made it the same exact. What if I did like 5, 10? Like, what does that look like? Okay, it's just a little nugget. I need more than that. Okay, 5. So the width isn't big enough. What about 10? 10, 10. That's a little something. That looks kind of nice, I guess. So that's like the boost trail coming off the back. We could easily fix this later if we wanted to. But first of all, let's make this show only when. So all of this stuff right here is going to only happen if this dot is boosting. Right? What's cool about this is that this dot is boosting is already true or false. I can't talk and code at the same time. If this is boosting, doesn't that kind of read like English? Then I'd like to change the color to white and draw this boost rectangle. Okay? It's going to be false at first, and it'll turn true when we push the boost button. Now, can you guess what's going to happen? Let's see if this works. I bet you can guess what the problem is. Because there always is a problem. I always tell my students, programming isn't about making things work. It's about figuring out why things don't work. So here we go. I'm about to push boost. Ready? Yeah, there's the boost trail, and then I let go of boost. Oh, and it's still the boost trail. So we need to have code that turns off the boost trail. So what should be responsible for that? I suppose the no boost function, right? We should set this back to being this dot is boosting to be false. Okay, how about that? This dot is boosting is false. Okay, now do we get it? So if you refresh, okay, yeah, that's right. So if I'm going fast, and then I let go of the boost, and I stop, I get a little hiccup there. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks like kind of like a Rocket League car that's boosting, and then you have to let go of the boost because you run out and stuff. Now right now this is infinite boost, isn't it? It's like being in free play or whatever, and you get an infinite boost all over the field. All right, so we're boosting around, and then we stop. Okay, let's try to add, okay, do we have enough time? I bet we do. To have some capacity of the boost. So it's not infinite. Let's try to do that. Okay. Okay. So we have to have a new variable, I suppose, right? We need to have this dot boost amount. So everybody starts with 100 boost. How about that? This dot boost capacity. This is going to be nice, right? Because we might want to change this later. Because if things aren't right and we want to have more boost in our game, we only have to change it in one place. What else? Boost amount, boost capacity. I guess that would be it, right? So I guess during these functions, this boost function and the no boost function, we just kind of have to we have to make this matter. Okay, let's try this. Let's say while we're boosting, let's do one little thing at a time. Let's do one little thing at a time. Let's try to say that this boost function, okay, is going to be responsible for taking this dot boost amount, and I want to subtract 1 every single time it goes to the boost. So it's going to go from 100 down to 99 to 98, 97. And we don't have a bottom cap on it right now, so it's going to be allowed to go negative, but let's just kind of take baby steps here. Okay, so this is going to be kind of tricky maybe. Let's look at the console. Let's make sure we got that. Let's log it, by the way. So let's log right here, console.log. Let's log the boost amount. So this is how you would go and do that. Okay, so you can actually say this is the text that'll show up, and then if you plus this, it's just going to be tagged onto the end. Whatever the boost amount happens to be, it'll show us. So let's save that, live preview, and open up the console. And don't forget, when you click your console, don't forget to click back on the canvas, okay? Oh, I still have this angle stuff in there. I better get rid of that. When were we doing that? When were we logging the angle? Do you remember? Was it in here? Yeah. Okay, I don't like that anymore. I don't want it, and I don't want that. We figured out the turning. Thank goodness. Let's reload. So, okay, so no boosting yet. So let's log this. Look at that. There we go. Okay, so do you see how the boost goes negative? But at least we know that's working, right? Do you see that? So that's pretty good. That's actually probably, maybe it goes down a little too fast, but not bad, right? So every frame we lose a little bit of boost. Okay, so do you see what I mean? Earlier I was talking about how in Rocket League, if you just push boost, you actually go, but in my game you don't. We'll fix that at some point, and I think it's going to be pretty easy, but let's just not worry about that at the moment. Okay, you know what else the boost does? Okay, so right now the boost, what it should do, okay, there's another behavior of the boost that I just noticed, and you guys maybe noticed it too, playing around with yours, is that I want to be able to accelerate faster as well, right? So if I'm accelerating right now, let's see if I can go from 0 to top speed. Check this out. 0 to top speed, okay, it takes almost half the screen. When I boost, I'm going to hit both forward and boost at the same time. I get the same acceleration as I do before. So maybe I should actually alter the acceleration as well. But let's not get off track. Let's figure that out in a little bit. So let's try to make a capacity for the boost. Okay, so let's see here. That was working. So I want to subtract 1. I only want to subtract 1 as long as I have some left. So I want to say if this dot boost amount is greater than or equal to 1, or how about greater than 0? That makes more sense to me. If I have some boost, then go ahead and add and subtract it, okay, because I'm boosting. Otherwise, if I run out, check this out. If I run out, then there's some stuff I want to do. Okay, else, oops. So if I'm pressing the boost function, but I don't have any boost left, okay, it's not going to be quite the same as no boost, and we'll see why in a little bit. What should we say here? If I'm pressing the boost key and there's none left, then I actually am not boosting anymore, right? This dot is boosting. I'm not boosting anymore, right? So that's going to change the way the car looks. And that means that this max speed goes back to what it was before. Okay, so it's only when I let go of boost, right? If I let go of boost, here I am under letting go of boost. If I have some room left, like so let's say if I have this dot boost amount, right, is less than the boost capacity, this dot boost capacity. So if it's less than the capacity, then I would like to just add one back. Okay, so this is me letting go the boost button, and it's going to recharge. This dot boost amount plus equals 1. Okay, and then right here I'm going to log it here, console.log boost amount. This dot boost amount. And I want this same exact log in here. All right, let's see if this works. Okay, probably an error. I'm overlooking something. I don't know. I always expect that. I don't know if that's pessimism or if it's realism. What is it? Errors, right? Of course. So I reloaded and I got errors. So what's the problem? Car is not defined because invalid left-hand side in the argument at car JS64. What's wrong? Oh, plus. So you have to say plus. Come on now. Just little kid things. Okay, there we go. So the boost amount is 100. Let's get going a little bit. Oh, don't forget to click on your canvas. Boost amount is 100. Boost amount is going down and down and down. Now it's at 0. And do you see how the trail disappeared off the car? So I'm still holding boost, but I'm not boosting. So if I let go, does that boost amount start climbing? Yes, it does. Now am I able to boost? Yeah, there we go. So now I run out of boost, right? And then I build it back up, and then I run out, and then, so yeah, this is behaving pretty well. So it takes a second to recharge, and perhaps maybe we want to adjust it so you can actually boost for a little longer. I don't know, or it recharges slower. We can adjust all that stuff pretty easily, but now this is behaving pretty well. So let's not be distracted by the console and actually just play around with this and see how natural it feels. So I'm boosting, and then I run out of boost and kind of cruise back to normal speed, let the boost charge up. Boost forward, yeah, that feels pretty good actually. The turning radius feels a little tight. Feels like a little bit unnatural, right? Yeah, so there's a couple of adjustments, like physics-wise. Like think about this, like if you're going really, really fast, you're not going to be able to like turn on a dime like that, right? So we can fix that at some point, but we're getting there. Let's do that one more thing that I'm worried about. Do you guys remember how like if you're pushing forward and boost at the same time, you should be able to accelerate faster than if you're just going forward, right? So let's add that little tweak and then we'll call it good for this video, okay? So I guess what we're going to do is just affect the acceleration. Again, I'm going to treat something that I said would be a constant not like a constant, and so I feel horrible about it. And maybe one day we can go back and clean up this code so that it's like really conventional and really nice. Or I'm kind of feeling my way through this, so we're going to break some rules. So let's actually say not only are we going to change the max speed, we actually are going to change the acceleration so that it's like a little bit faster. So let's make the acceleration like twice as strong. So let's just say that it's equal to 0.02 or 0.2. Okay, so while we're boosting, we're going to go back up there, right? And then while we're not boosting, as soon as I let go, it's not going to be a problem here because I won't be accelerating anymore. But in no boost, I suppose we should reset that acceleration. We should probably reset that acceleration to what it was before. Okay, so let's try that. let's see what goes on now. So does it feel better? Let's go ahead and I'm going to accelerate. Okay, there we go. And now I'm going to see if this actually, so I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to boost and go forward. Yeah, that feels like it goes off faster, right? You know what I mean? So as I'm kind of like heading up towards top speed, the boost will like help me get there faster. Yeah, that feels like more like a real boost. Okay, so next, so we can run out of boost. I guess what would be next is, you know, besides fixing these turning physics, and that like maybe we should cap the turning radius. So that turning radius, do you see how like when you're going really fast, like that turning radius is unrealistic, right? We can fix that. Another thing I'd like to do is have these little boost cablets on the field or whatever they're called, right? These little boost buttons, like little boost capsules, or I don't even know what you call those things. Just boost, I guess, to refill you faster, right? And then we can adjust the capacity of everything. But let's call it good for this video. We have boost. We have a car that has boost and a little boost trail. Okay, not bad. Don't worry about the ball. We're going to do the ball and everything like that in a later video. The collision stuff is going to be extremely mathy. Okay, so just to warn you, when we get to the point of the car hitting the ball, I'm anticipating, I've laid around at night thinking about it, anticipating that the physics of that are going to be quite mathy, and I'll try to guide you through it as best I can. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I hope you're having fun. Maybe next video also we could try to get a second car on the field and talk about the difficulties associated with that. Thanks for your time, and I hope you enjoyed part 3. We will pick it up in a later video. Maybe later tonight I'll do one if I have some time. And we'll continue with Rocket League 2D. All right, you guys. Happy coding. Talk to you later.